What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by Autobahn. My name is Max, and today is a big day because we are crossing another one off the bucket list. This is a 2006 Ford GT, and it might be the best looking car ever made. I mean, this thing looks stunning. It's got a supercharged V8 in the middle, rear wheel drive, and a proper manual gearbox. This is a recipe for success and fun. Today, it is my honor to take you around this car, courtesy of Buena Vida Supercar Rentals, who are probably the only ones in the world who are renting out a Ford GT at the moment. It is quite incredible that you are able to rent this car at Buena Vida, so go check them out. Link is in the description if you are interested. It is not cheap, I can tell you from experience, but wow, what a car. It is such an exciting drive, and well, I'm just super happy that we are here. The sun is setting, as you can see, so the Autobahn should be nice and quiet. First, I'm going to take you around it. We'll talk a bit about the Ford GT, the GT40, where it came from, of course, and well, what happened since. And I'll show you the interior, and after that we'll take it for a drive towards the Autobahn for an Autobahn blast. Now, the Ford GT was built in 2005 and 6, and they built 4,038 in total. They were planning on building around 4,500, but they never did. Around 100 of those were meant to go to Europe, so they are super rare here in Europe. This car has been imported from the States, and it's done like 36,000 miles, so not even that much. This car was basically built and designed as an homage to the GT40 from the late 60s. The car that, of course, won Le Mans between 66 and 69. Legendary story, of course, about Ford wanting to beat Ferrari, and there's a great movie about that. Go check it out if you haven't seen it yet. But this is an homage to that car to celebrate 100 years of Ford, which happened in 03. And then in 04, this car was presented and built from 05 till 06. And I'm not sure why it has taken me this long to realize that this might be it. This might be the supercar to end all supercars. The V8 supercharged, feels super potent and torquey. You've got that manual gearbox, and then at the front you've got that super iconic front end that really looks a lot like the GT40 with those aero glass front lights. Of course, everything has been modernized, but it still looks like a 60s race car, which is just amazing. Little front splitter under there, as you can see, and this car is black with the silver stripes. Very good look. Down here we've got some fog lights, which is also very racy, and then this car has the optional forged BBS wheels. A really nice wheel. It fits this car very well, but I've seen one for sale with HRE wheels, and that looks absolutely insane. These are 18-inch wheels, not even that big. I think the rear ones are a size up. But a very nice wheel. Behind that, Brembo 4-piston brakes, which work pretty well. A couple of cooling fans in there, of course, and the fuel filler cap, which you open by using the key, and then this lever right here. And the iconic doors, I have to show you guys, naturally, the roof chopping doors. Now, the original GT40 was called GT40 because it was 40 inches high. This car is 3 inches higher than that, so it is just over a meter in height, but it is still a very low car. I mean, can you imagine that car is still, you know, almost 10 centimeters lower than this? Pretty insane. Still have the intakes on the side here, one there as well, and then of course you can see the engine, or well, the supercharger mostly, that sits on top, the blue engine. And then at the rear we have 19-inch wheels, and wrapped around it we've got Bridgestone Potenza Scuderia tires. And these are actually brand new, which is a great thing. So the rear end is just epic. Look at that rear deck with those hips, and then the cut-off rear end with an aftermarket exhaust on there, and this diffuser is also aftermarket. I think it does look very racy. And now to open the rear deck, we have to pull this lever right here, which unlocks it, and then you have to put your fingers in here to open it, as you can see. And then I'm going to ask my assistant, who magically appeared, to go that way and then just push this little hook.
It's not hot?
No, push it and then we can open it, yeah. And it opens all the way, and that means that you can see the rear subframe, you can see the space frame, you can see the top of the tire, which just makes me very happy. You can see the suspension as well. And then of course the 5.4 liter V8 with an Eaton twin screw supercharger on top, developing 558 horsepower and around 680 Newton meters of torque stock. But this car is not stock. It has a supercharger upgrade. Now, we are not sure what has been done exactly. We did find this Ford Racing Performance Parts sticker, and it says licensed by Whipple Superchargers. So I'm guessing it has a Whipple supercharger upgrade, but we're not really sure. It is supposed to do around 600 horsepower right now. So a little upgrade for this GT, which is very nice. And you can see the beautiful exhaust in the rear there, which I think they definitely cut out some silencers because it is very, very loud. All right, so to close it up, you just let it go relatively easily, and then you push on like the spot where the hooks are. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Thanks. There he goes. Peak athletic male form. And well, the inside, the interior is very retro. I quite like that actually. It is much better than I was expecting. So everything underneath is basically set up like a race car, and you've got that super light space frame. The car weighs around 1500 kilos. It used a lot of new technology, one of which is that we've got a ship in the bottle style gas tank, which sits inside the center console here. And what that means, it's basically everything is inside a molded plastic gas tank. So like everything that is needed to get the fuel to the engine, like the pump and stuff, is inside the tank. And that sits right in the middle. And then a beautiful shift knob there. Relatively simple setup with a small steering wheel, no buttons there. Just a lot of gauges in front of you, from engine temp, revs, oil pressure, volt, boost, PSI, fuel level, and of course the speedo. A couple of toggle switches right there. Very nice, always like to do that. And then this car also has the optional audio system, which means you get this massive zit of a subwoofer here, this pimple, which is very big, and I would just get rid of that. It is too big. And you can actually see the supercharger belt right there, which is awesome. All right, so let's start it up. Now, the doggy over there is already barking, so I'm not going to upset him anymore. Let's take it for a drive. Let's hit the road. Keep your head down while the guillotine door closes. Get that down a little bit. All right, so manual gearbox, as I said, this gorgeous 6-speed. And we are going to turn on the lights. We already have the lights. All right, clutch pedal is quite weird. It activates all the way at the top of the pedal. I wanted to show you guys and then I just bogged it. It grabs very high, so that is quite weird, but I think they did that to make it, you know, a bit easier to drive. I'm going to do the tunnel. What am I saying? Oh, so apart from the fact that it looks like a 1960s race car, it also sounds like one. It feels like one. It has a very basic feel to it, a very simplistic feel in the best way possible. It just feels like time stood still at Ford, and they just said, okay, well, we are going to build something that is as close as possible to the original, which I absolutely love that. but it is also much more drivable than I was expecting it to be. It feels easy. The suspension is compliant, it's soft. It feels like it does not want to kill you, basically, which I was kind of expecting it to feel that way. Oh, and then the way it just goes. It is very torquey and everything is weighted to perfection. It is quite heavy, it is loaded with feel. Now, Ford says you should be able to do 0 to 100 in 3.8 seconds. Now, I don't believe them. That requires an incredible feat. But let's try a soft launch. So that is quite quick. You should be able to do 0 to 60 at least, or 0 to 100 in first gear in 3.8 seconds. And top speed is 330 kilometers an hour apparently. Now you don't have traction control, but that was full throttle in first gear. The tires are nice and warm and it actually grips pretty well. I was not expecting that either. So no traction control. You have to be a bit careful because the supercharger hits pretty hard above like 5,000 RPM, but it is so much less intimidating to drive than I was expecting. Oh my god, I want one so bad. I have this inner yearning for this car. It happened when we found out that Buena Vida was going to get one of these, and we said, okay, we have to drive it no matter what. And then we saw that one was for sale, and I just started looking at them, and man, I just realized that I honestly feel like it is one of the most beautiful cars ever made. I really feel that way, especially the side profile and like from the rear, it just looks so beautiful and so muscular at the same time. It is a beautiful beast.
But before we hit the Autobahn, I just want to let you know that we're doing a collaboration with petrolvibes.com, which might be the ultimate gift for yourself or any other petrolhead. You can see them here in our sim room. We've got our own Ferrari 599 on the wall there. Unfortunately, we sold the F12, which is on that side, and one of my favorites, the Ford GT. This one is particularly nice, but you can make one of your own car. They have a lot in stock at petrolvibes.com, and because we are doing a collaboration, you now get a discount if you use code AUTOTOPNL10 on your favorite wall art. Go check it out and enjoy the video.
Oh, you do feel like, you know, you have to pay attention, but it's more in a way that the car allows you to drive it hard. It is not scary. The only thing that's scary is the fact that you see hardly anything, especially behind you, but we will manage. So third gear, oh, that picks up very well. Oh, that is a fast car. That is a fast car. It is not only very fast, but the feeling is enhanced by the fact that you've got a manual. You have to shift yourself. And it has, it has very long legs, so You take big steps in every gear, is what I'm trying to explain very badly. So second gear. Oh yes, please, baby, give it to me. Please turn on your lights, sir. That is not safe. Woo, that is quick. What was that? 280, something like that? Let's turn around. Oh, this car, guys, this car. It is my favorite. It is. It really is. Everything we have driven in the past, I'm not sure how many there are now, 1,000 probably. This is it. This is my favorite. And I really need one. But they are quite expensive. They're like 350 grand, something around that, which is pretty crazy. Oh, that sound is just so dirty. It feels like I imagined a GT500 Mustang from the late 1960s would have felt like in that time, you know? It really does. It feels brutal. It feels like it wants to be driven hard. But you have to pay attention. That is basically the thing about this car. And I mean, the suspension setup, the steering, everything feels so good. That was close to 200 miles an hour, but these cars were a bit too close together. And I am not entirely sure if I trust these brakes, because the pedal did start to feel a bit mushy on the other side there. So I think if they get warm, braking performance goes down rather quickly. But that was 200 miles an hour, I think, on the speedo. I'm not sure if Little Max 25 years ago would have believed me if I would tell him that I just did that in a Ford GT. Oh my god, I want one of these. I need one of these in my life. It is... fuck! Oh! I am in love. I am in love. It is so... It is not as refined as a Ferrari, as a Lamborghini. Of course not. It is not as high strung. It is not as delicate as that. It is a fucking sledgehammer. And it hits very hard, this sledgehammer. It really does. It hits hard on the road. It hits me in the feels. Oh. Oh, come on. Oh my god. So this car came out when like the Porsche Carrera GT, Bugatti Veyron, cars like those. So it was like the beginning of the hypercar era, basically. And I think this car kind of got looked over a little bit. And I kind of think that this car didn't really get the acknowledgement, the credits that it deserved from the start. Now they are getting very expensive. When they just came out, you had to pay like $100,000 premium if you wanted one. But then there was a long period of time when they were just, you know, no one really cared about them. Or at least that is how I feel. Maybe I am just wrong about that, but that is basically what it feels like to me. And, you know, here we are 10 years later, 15 years later, and it is the car of my dreams. It really is. Let's do the tunnel. Do you guys want to hear some revs? I guess so. Couple of revs. Jeez Louise. So it is very drivable, as you can see. When you keep it just below 5,000 RPM, it's quite a lazy car to drive, and that means that it is really easy. Carroll Shelby actually also helped with the development of this car. And it just feels like, you know, the car's been set up to perfection. Oh man, I think that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. It was a very cool experience for me to drive this car. Now I know what we need. We need a 4GT. Thanks for watching. Big thanks to Buena Vida Supercar Rental as well. I mean, they are freaking legends for offering this car for rent. It is... there's Martijn. I am in love. Big thanks to Buena Vida. You guys are legends. Go check them out. Link is in the description. You can subscribe by clicking the big button right there. If you're not a subscriber yet, please make sure you subscribe, because the more subscribers we get, the cooler the cars. Check out this video if you want to watch another one, or this playlist of reviews if you want to watch another review. Thanks for watching. See you at the next one. Bye.